Welcome everybody to today's Company Views 3cast. This time I would like to present to you a replay of a match of mine playing as the US forces, and I play against the mighty Wehrmacht. And yeah, I think this replay is particularly interesting for some of us because I faced the mighty Wehrmacht MG spam. And recently I heard some players complaining about that this strat is supposed to be overpowered. And yeah, today me and luckily also Eifelbridge, we will watch this match and we will analyze it and hopefully find some of the mistakes I did, or maybe also the enemy did, and yeah, hopefully we will be able to point out how to counter the Wehrmacht MG spam. So let's have fun and welcome Eifelbridge.
Yeah, thank you very much, Blood here. I'm very excited to see how you will deal with this MG spam, and also how bad the MG spam is. How much MGs will he get out, and yeah, excited to do this.
Yeah, I hope that he will get out a lot of MGs. I mean, I saved the replay as the mighty MG spam. But I hope that we won't see now that he just built 2 MGs and just microed them very well. That would be a little bit embarrassing. Let's see. Okay, that's the first
2
MG.
is not considered a spam, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is, it is 3 plus, I think. It
Yeah.
also depends on the unit, of course, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, depends on the unit. That's yeah, indeed. Same applies to blobs, for instance. I think 2 squads clubbed up a little bit are not a blob, right?
no.
No. Okay, so I start with the Willis Jeep. I think at the moment that's
Very
more or
nice.
less the US forces meter, right?
Yeah, see it a lot also in the Masters League now. A lot of Jeeps.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jeep, I think, and some people dislike the Jeep, but in my opinion the Jeep is not overpowered actually. I mean, it's a lot of fun to use and it's certainly strong, but I think the only issue with the Jeep at the moment, and that is what we just saw here, is that it is a little bit buggy. So on the one hand, the MG on the Jeep will start shooting in a 360 degree circle around the Jeep, no matter in which direction he is facing, once he started shooting at his squad. And on the other hand, the range of the Jeep is increased tremendously once he started shooting. Well, but despite from that, I think the Jeep is fine.
Yeah, it's not overpowered in any way, no.
Yeah. Alright, now we see this MG and 2 Zeppers and the second MG. Oh, okay, it's the third MG, so maybe it's indeed the spam.
Ooh, the spam!
The spam! There's some meat called spam, right? I think so. Alright, so okay. He's rallying up his MGs in the northern area of the map, so I think that is a good choice. Ooh, but here that's the first wipe for the Wehrmacht. Okay, that is a misplay certainly.
Yeah.
People should try to avoid that, but on the other hand, it's just a Wehrmacht Zepper and they are not very expensive. 125 pieces of manpower. Not so much. At the same time, I try to focus on the southern area of the map. 2 victory points already, and he's triple cap. That's pretty good.
Oh, it seems another MG has entered the field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, certainly a spam. This is certainly a spam.
Yeah.
4 MGs, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad because, yeah. I didn't lost my face over here, if that's expressed correctly in English, but in Germany we say it like that. Look at that! The Willis Jeep is just, he was just passing this MG, but the MG of the Willis Jeep still proceed firing at this MG over here. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, now I thought, that's my opportunity, I should flank the MG, and then I thought, oh god, there's two more MGs, and I tried to wait, and it worked. Whew, mighty Willis Jeep survived, but it was scarce. Right. Ooh, now it's already
Sure is
becoming
annoying, those MGs.
Yeah. It's already becoming a little bit sticky over here. They are constantly proceeding towards my base, and now he is heading towards my cutoff over here. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Okay, that's still the same 4th MG we already saw earlier. And I think the engagement, the engagement of the Willis Jeep made me notice that there are 4 MGs on the field, and that was the reason why I decided to go for the mortar. Maybe it was a little bit too late already. So, to everybody who is watching this, try to go for the mortar maybe a little bit earlier when you play against the Wehrmacht. I think it's never a bad idea to go for the mortar in advance against the Wehrmacht, because at least 1 or 2 MGs will be built by the Wehrmacht players.
Yeah, are to be expected, certainly.
Yeah. So, in my case it was a little bit too slow, but I think I should get back my cutoff, and with 1 mortar I think I also could try to hold it a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. No. He is preventing me from getting the cutoff. Trying to repel him. Okay. Oh!
Oh, will his Jeep get back now? Ah, no.
Sad. Will's Jeep died. Yeah, by the way, I would like to...
in the north.
Yeah, that's true. At this very moment, I would like to point out that just today I played a match against another player who is more or less at the same skill level as I am. And it was interesting because he lost his Willis Jeep in, also maybe like minute 6, maybe 5 or so. Something like that, so pretty comparable to my situation over here. And he instantly dropped the game. And I thought, I think that's unnecessary.
Probably had a bad day or some bad games before.
Yeah, I know. I also thought that could be the case, but I entered his stream afterwards, and he had the opinion that once you lose your Willis Jeep in the early game, it's GG already. And I thought,
nah, that's not true.
Yeah, I didn't share that opinion as well. So, could that an MG for me?
Ooh, wipey wipe. Give us a wipe.
Come
on,
please let
shoot
it
the
be a wipe. Oh no. No, it's coming away. Okay.
No.
It's coming away.
The invincible MGs.
Usually just the riflemen are invincible.
Yeah.
Why are these? That's an error in the Matrix or Matrix. Oh. Okay, is that... wait a second, let us switch to his... okay, 4 MGs. That
nice
were...
army composition.
Yeah. Well rounded up, it's very... Yeah. Okay, two mortars for me, 4 MGs and a mortar. And initially 2 Zeppers, now just 1 Zepper. Or Pioneer, 2 Pioneers, one Pioneers left. And a 2-2-1. That's nice. By the way, I noticed, and now I think I remember that I just noticed that during this match, the 2-2-1 is able to cap again. I think they removed it at a certain patch, but now they implemented it again. Very nice.
No, it's because of the armored battle group, the mechanized battle group ability.
Okay, yeah, very smart, yes, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. The raid
Very
package.
nice to go for those cutoffs, really badass.
Yeah, indeed.
Really annoying.
Yeah. It's giving me a pretty hard time to keep up with the resources, but I thought, I think... Wait a second, I think in this very moment, I thought I should just try to go for a lot of riflemen, mortars and anti-tank guns. Let's see whether that's working. And whether I will indeed that. Indeed the bars are coming, and I decided to go for the infantry support center because at this very moment I thought the air support center is not an option anymore, because one air support center may be not enough to repel 4 MGs. 1 or 2 MGs are certainly repellable by the air support center, but 4? Maybe not. I decided to go for the bars instead of the tier 3, because I thought the bars are able to deal small arms fire to light and medium vehicles, like even the Achtrads. So I think that's a good option. And with the air infantry support center, I may be even able to, to keep my manpower bleeds low. But as you can see, his map control is awesome for a lot of minutes already. Is that expressed correctly? I don't know. But yeah, you get what I mean.
Yes.
But I think certainly one anti-tank gun would be very handy to have now.
Yeah. Well, the mortar does big damage to the 221. Very nice. But yeah, it's really hard to deal with getting boxed in like that. It's really tilting to fight against that. So I understand why people are complaining about an MG spam, because it's really annoying.
Yeah, that's true, but it's good that we are talking about that at the moment, because yeah, it's also an issue I often observe when I watch other people stream or when I play against other people. Many people tend to complain a lot, and many people complain more that they try to focus on the game. And I think one thing that will enhance your gameplay tremendously is just to try to focus on the game and just to try to keep calm, even though you're facing strats that are supposedly a little bit annoying or overpowered or stuff like that. Always try to keep calm and try to focus on how to counter the stuff you're facing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a very important trait to have in strategy games, keep calm.
Yeah,
Just,
certainly.
And as you said, just focus on what you can do and not what you can't do.
Yeah. Oh, very wise. Very well expressed. Nice, yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, I didn't even notice that. I somehow managed to capture one of his MGs.
That's nice.
Let's spam the MGs now.
Yeah. Counter spam.
In the meantime, let's check his resources. Ooh, he is floating a lot of, or used to float a lot of resources. Now he spent some stuff. Ah, yeah, okay, tech for the T4. That was that was why he was floating a little bit of resources. Still, he's floating a little bit of manpower. So, but maybe you just don't want to spend all the manpower because he wants to prevent him to be pop capped, I guess. At the same time, I think maybe it could have been a good idea for him to go for a second Achter. That could have been pretty dangerous for me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's another wipe over here for him. Very good. But 670 manpower for him. 50 for me. So I'm basically... Oh, will I get the Achtrad? Can I sprint? Oh, in the heat of the moment I forgot to unlock the sprint. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought I don't need it at the moment. Yeah, sometimes I wait to unlock the abilities because I... Oh, no, I went for it. Because I think sometimes it could be more useful to go for the... how's it called again? The Poor Dynamic ability, because it basically grants you like a 40% of damage boost, which is quite strong.
Yeah.
And maybe that's also the reason why the riflemen are overpowered, actually. Still a little bit overpowered. I mean, they are not too strong at the moment, but they're still a little bit overtuned. But in my opinion, that's at the moment basically due to the Puridom ability, because it grants such a DPS boost for free. Ah, yes, okay. The Chaffee finally managed to save up for the Chaffee, and it's trying to get
He
out.
doesn't have a counter for it right now, it seems.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Achtrads can deal damage to the Chaffee. Oh yeah, and we see.
Oh yeah.
It's more or less working, but I think the Chaffee still, yeah. Attack ground is also working.
Nice.
But he also uses the smoke. Ooh.
He's very dodgy.
Yeah, the second ground attack didn't work, unfortunately. But now I'm able to get back the map control. Oh, he had a counter over here, the 221.
No, the 221, yeah.
It's converted, but he was a little bit out-microed at this very moment.
You forgot about it.
Okay, now it's shooting
now
it.
it's using it.
Ooh.
Oh, get out of it, Chaffee.
But the two Achtrads were Yeah. Nearly able to kill the Chaffee, actually. Oh, and the true one is coming.
Oh, way too late. Ah!
Okay. Okay, the light armor is gone.
Oh, now he's just feeding you.
Yeah. Wow, and now, in a blink of an eye, it's just... Yeah, the complete map control turned around, so now basically he's completely cut off and everything changed.
Started with a nice push with the grenade on the achterraad, and then with the Chaffee to kill off the achterraads. Then he just wasted the 2-to-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. I didn't even notice that he was going for the 2-to-1. At the same time, I think... I mean, I tagged the grenades, so let's try to point out something. So, the Wehrmacht player, of course, could have been playing that a little bit better by using the 2-2-1 with to counter my engagement over here with the Chaffee. At the same time, I could have also been playing it a little bit better when I would have used the Rifleman to just snare his light armor a little bit more effectively. So I think still, even though there was the 2-2-1, the converted 2-2-1, I think the US forces engagement here would still have been superior. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No. Because I mean, both players did some mistakes during the engagement. Oh. Okay, now he's fighting back. Oh no, I think his or my MG. Wait, oh.
Ah,
Oh, well,
the
wait.
suppression saves you.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The second Stoßtruppen scored already. Nice. I like to see these guys.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Badass unit.
By the way, I just noticed that victory points wise, the game was to my favor during the entire time. Interesting, isn't it? Even though he was having the map control during basically the entire early game. Oh no. That is a blob.
That's not how you counter the MGs.
No.
And now we already called the GG.
Oh yeah, indeed. He's... Okay. Interesting, because I mean, I think he was just about to get his Panzer IV, right? Yeah, well. Anyway, I think, yeah, that's basically how you may counter the mighty Wehrmacht MG spam. So, the next time I will see some complaints on Reddit about how overpowered the Wehrmacht is and how weak the US forces are, I respectfully disagree and would like to show you this cast, because I guess I think both the US forces and the Wehrmacht are both more or less equally strong at the moment. And certainly I think both of these fractions are a lot of fun to play at the moment. Of course, the DAK and the British forces are way more funny to play. But don't tell anybody! All the guys are just playing Wehrmacht and US forces. I don't know why, but they are doing so. Yeah. But still, to get back on the point, that's how you may counter the Wehrmacht MG spam, right? Yeah. I don't know. Would you have other suggestions as well, Alfred? I don't know. I mean, two mortars, maybe one mortar in advance could be a good idea. But the rest,
maybe once you encounter, of course, two MGs, certainly a mortar is always a good idea. And maybe in advance versus the Wehrmacht, because you almost can count on one MG, mostly two. So a mortar is always a good choice there. And indeed, if you face a spam, just get another mortar and just barrage the shit out of those MGs.
Yeah.
And try to be a little bit cautious with those blobs and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then there are moments when you can really push him back.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the mainline infantry because of all those MGs.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I think since he's lacking the mainline infantry, which are the grenadiers for the Wehrmacht, he's lacking like field reinforcement ability, for instance, the merge ability, that is also a thing that is sometimes very handy to have access to when you're playing the Wehrmacht. But I think one of the aspects you pointed out is the most important aspect, so try to not blob. Try to always spread your army. Like, we just saw it in the very, very end of the match, when I engaged one of his MGs with 3 riflemen, and the riflemen are very powerful, but still one MG can be able to repel them if you just use a blob. That is, I think maybe that's the biggest mistake one can do. I always would recommend to use a blob if you face an early sniper, for instance, or early light vehicles, like for instance the Humber or the Willis Jeep, or not the Humber, the Dingo, the Willis Jeep, or the Kratzschützen, all these units, Weasel, snipers, of course, then always a blob is very useful to use, because, for instance, when you now talk about the sniper, when the sniper is facing a blob and he is not properly protected by an MG, for instance, and basically just an MG is able to protect the sniper in this situation, then the sniper will just be able to take out one of your models, and then he needs to retreat, and then the opponent basically invested 340 manpower for a unit. It is basically just retreating all the time. A well-treated sniper, when you're using the blob in the early game, is basically just able to take out one model per minute or so. A little bit more maybe, but not much. Even most of the time even less, when you're just using the blob. So yeah. In these situations, a blob is very useful, but against an MG spam, don't blob, never blob. It's very bad. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, with that, let's say GG, well played. Even though I'm not able to pronounce his name, unfortunately. But well played, and let's have a good time. See you guys.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But the woman he loves, and is at till 59.